You're watching Cetome TV. Knowledge is power.
What is the worst kind of cancer to get?
I would say right now it would probably be a combination, either glioblastoma multiforme, which is a type of brain tumor. It's hard to treat. There's a lot of different approaches. It is surgically amendable, but it's hard to really treat. But really, to me, the one that I don't like the most is pancreatic cancer.
Why do you not like that?
The problem with pancreatic cancers is they tend to create a fibrous matrix around the cancer cells. And interesting enough, this fibrous matrix actually is also found in the metastatic tumors. So when pancreatic cancer spreads, it brings this fibrous matrix around it. And that fibrous matrix is incredibly hard to penetrate. It's almost like a plaque, but not quite. But it's incredibly hard to penetrate. And most drugs, regardless of whether this drug is going to be a perfect targeted agent for that tumor or not, it's going to have a hard time getting in there. So there was a recent study where they started using this drug that broke down that matrix, and then they would give people the standard treatment or targeted therapy. But the problem is it caused all kinds of side effects, and it caused damage to people's blood vessel linings and heart tissue.
Right, because they're it's like a solvent, I would imagine.
Exactly, it was like drinking solvent, literally. Yes.
Wow. So the upside is, even for hard to treat pancreatic cancer, there's lots of research being done and some innovative technologies being explored, but definitely. Right now it's one of the tougher ones for sure.
And not all pancreatic cancers are the same. They're all very different based on their location and based on the subtype of it. So some pancreatic cancers are much easier to treat and have fairly longer survival rates. So just because you have pancreatic cancer does not mean you have the worst type of pancreatic cancer.
And again, there's something so important about catching it as early as possible.
Yeah. And tumor DNA sequencing is now very important in pancreatic cancer because they found a lot of BRCA mutations.
Interesting.
And they could be targeted with PARP inhibitors. They seem to work quite well in pancreatic cancer.
That's actually another really excellent point to make, which is that historically cancer has been identified by the region in which it's found. So we have lung cancer, liver cancer, pancreas cancer, brain cancer, things like that. And in the last 10 years, as genetic testing has come along, now cancers are increasingly being diagnosed, not so much by the location, although that's kind of the immediate kind of, we'll say, big picture. Would that be right? Or maybe gross diagnostic tool. But once you get the genetic testing, now everything's being determined by the genes that are causing the cancer. So something like BRCA, which is something that, in my understanding, is more in the literature and the news, more associated with breast cancer, can be found in the pancreatic cancers and other types as well.
Yes, exactly.
Which is again another reason why the genetic testing is so important, because then you're not treating based on location but on the mutation.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching Cetome TV. Subscribe below and stay informed.